shifting to my number 8, I have Nightbitch. Is this one going to show up higher on anybody else's, or am I the only one who has it?
I think you're the only. Well, I don't have Nightbitch on my 10. Do you, Chase?
I do not. No.
All right, so let's talk about it a little bit now. The new film from Marielle Heller starring Amy Adams. And there's a lot of elements to it that are maybe a little bit like trite and familiar because it's the story of this mother who is finding the entrapments of being a mom in the suburbs and sort of giving up aspects of her life in order to service that are limiting her and making her feel like she's giving up parts of who she is. And the way that I think it's explored through Marielle Heller's really charming writing and through this like very big performance from Amy Adams, who is just sort of willing to go to some really silly, strange places. I thought it was really fun. I thought it like had a lot of very charming, relatable moments. It just made me laugh a bit more than I expected to. I think we often think of Amy Adams as this really powerful, dramatic actress, but she's also just like a really funny presence in films from like Enchanted to The Muppets. She like knows how to deliver a joke, and this movie just had a lot of good jokes in it in my mind. It didn't blow me away dramatically, but I did, find it relatable. I found it charming. I think Scoot McNairy also is particularly giving a pretty good performance as the sort of like somewhat like thoughtless husband. He's not playing him. He's not playing him like a evil or conniving person, just as like a little bit of an oaf, but a well-meaning one.
The weaponized incompetence. Whether he's fully aware, just the like, I can take care of it, but then constantly being like, I need this, I need this, I need this, and then not, doing anything on his own. Exactly. That kind of vibe. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had a good time with this one. I can see people really responding to it. It's not necessarily a story that will blow you away, but I think it's solidly entertaining.
Yeah, I did really like it, and I know it. The one person I know who saw it at the festival, who was a mom, gave it a 4.5 stars, and she has a very supportive husband, very hands-on husband. So it's like, even without that, it's going to speak to people, just the general way society, which was definitely a theme of the festival, the way society treats women as they enter different phases of their lives. So I did think that was really interesting. I liked how they handled it. With her kind of like what she's thinking versus what ends up actually happening in reality. There are some people who seem way too confused by the movie, which is a little, there's a couple movies this year where I was like more concerned about media literacy than usual. And it wasn't young people, it was older people that I'm like, I don't understand how you don't. Okay, cool. Because like, I don't think this movie's trying to be esoteric or confusing with what it's doing. But that's okay. I thought it was pretty solid. I'm interested to check out the book at some point just to see where it differs. I've heard so many different opinions on both the movie and the book, so it'll be interesting to see what happens once it hits like wider release. But I thought Amy Adams was like fantastic in it, as someone who doesn't have an issue with Amy Adams, but has never been like really, really, really blown away by an Amy Adams performance. So yeah.
Yeah, it's charming. Not like we were saying, it's one of those things that probably covers familiar ground, but if you're going through it, you'll find a lot to connect to with it.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies I mentioned. There's 15 movies going for my 11 spot. This is probably in that batch. It's enjoyable. Fair. It's funny. Didn't blow me away, but the thing that I like about movies is if it could put you in the shoes of an experience you've never done, like I've never been a mom. It made me feel like I was a frustrated mom a lot of the times.
Right.
Like it does a really good job at doing a lot of that. I just think it's funnier than I thought it would be. I didn't watch the trailer. People were shitting on the trailer. I
didn't
still
either.
haven't seen the trailer, but I could definitely say it's a good movie. It's a good time. Bring a couple friends. Like it's fun. Yeah, kind of like Saturday Night, but I did like Saturday Night more personally.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. And it's just one of those things that's about these kind of things that are eternally true about society and gender differences, even if they might, be subtle or things like that. So I had a good time with it. Nightbitch number 8.